Hi folks, it's no secret that chemotherapy has a lot of really serious side effects, and to make matters worse, it doesn't always work that well. Now, researchers, of course, are fully aware of this, so they have been doing a lot of work to find ways to improve the use of chemotherapy, and believe it or not, they've turned their attention towards herbalism, towards the use of plants, plant extracts, and phytochemicals. Now, I'm making this series of videos to show you the research, and we're going to, in this first video, take a look at how plant phytochemicals can help root out cancer stem cells. And then in the next videos, we're going to look at specific chemotherapy drugs and the plants, plant extracts, and phytochemicals that have shown promise. In order to make informed choices about our healthcare, we need a tool like the Ultimate Herbal Database because it puts everything into context. For example, I'm going to be showing you a bunch of studies, and as you probably know, a lot of these studies are animal studies, or they were done in a lab. Some may be human studies, but not all studies are created equally. We need to be able to discern and distinguish between studies that may apply to us in our circumstances and those that don't. And so I quickly want to show you a resource that's in the database to help you become grounded in your ability to analyze studies. I'm going to the search box, which you can't see right now, but I'm going to look up clinical research. If you do spend a lot of time looking at various studies, it's worth your while to come here and learn how to analyze them. So, for example, under clinical trials, there are different types of clinical trials, and we have a lot of different videos and articles and everything that will teach you how to evaluate them for yourself and not take anybody's word for it. You will have the ability to make informed choices of your own. Now I'm going to go back to cancer, and I'm going to walk you through how to get to cancer stem cells. We could just use the search box, but I think it's important for you to see this one section, cancer biology. I'm going to open up the panel again and just show you we've got some short videos that are an introduction to cancer biology. And once you have a bit of a background down there, you'll really understand the issue with cancer stem cells. While chemotherapy can get rid of mature cancer cells and tumors, it doesn't get rid of these cancer stem cells. So if you're wondering what these are, we have, of course, some videos here that will fill you in. Cancer stem cells, a new target in the fight against cancer. They're the origin of cancer. So we've got to get rid of those guys. And one of the interesting combinations in chemotherapy is the mix of doxycycline with vitamin C. That combo does get rid of cancer stem cells. And this is an example of where we're going to go in the next videos, how we combine supplements and herbs with chemotherapy drugs. These folks were all excited at this research institute about 2 plant extracts that they found that got rid of cancer stem cells. One of the other problems is that as soon as you step away from something like chemo, insurance isn't going to pay for it. So fortunately, a lot of these things we can increase in our diet. This paper, Phytochemicals as Innovative Therapeutic Tools Against Cancer Stem Cells, points out a few of the phytochemicals that they have found do a good job. Those include something called EGCG. If you look over on the left, you'll see it right here. Epigallocatechin gallate, also curcumin, piperine, sulforaphane, beta-carotene, genestein, and the whole extract of some plants are able to kill cancer stem cells. And this paper concludes that the use of phytochemicals may be a true therapeutic strategy for eradicating cancer by eliminating cancer stem cells. All right, so just a few more of the studies. This one shows that vitamin C halts the growth of cancer stem cells 1,000 times more effective than cancer drugs. Obviously, it's high doses we're talking about here, and you've probably heard about IV vitamin C in treating cancer. Now, one problem is that it's not so easy to get access to IV vitamin C. However, at home, you can make affordable liposomal vitamin C. We have instructions on how to do it. And look here, oral vitamin C gets us 200 milligrams absorbed per 1,000 consumed. The IV injected vitamin C jumps that up to 700 per 1,000. But liposomal delivers 800 milligrams per 1,000 milligrams consumed. That's doable, folks. Okay, let's take a look at some of these others. Quercetin. Now here, that's a flavonoid. They were testing against breast cancer stem cells, a couple of studies, and it explains the pathways that it uses. A conclusion in this study said that quercetin targets and destroys breast cancer stem cells, making it a potential novel drug in the fight against cancer. Well, folks, you know what? You can get a lot of quercetin in your diet. And these, on the left-hand side, are food sources, and one of the highest is the plain old, ordinary garden onion. Now what you do with that is you take the skin off the onion, put it in the freezer, and when you get enough of them, you simply pull them out and make a broth with them. That's going to be a very high quercetin broth that you can use in making soup or whatever. So let's go back and take a look at some more here. All right. Now, this one is kind of surprising. Yoga. I know what you're thinking, that's not a phytochemical. However, it plays a role in getting rid of cancer stem cells. So it turns out that in this research article, they found that yoga modulates neural, hormonal, and immune functions at a cellular level. And the scope of the commentary was to discuss the current evidence-based medicine on yoga and its effect on cancer stem cells. So, you might be thinking, well, somebody who's really sick can't be doing yoga. I turn your attention towards another area of the database on chair yoga. I'm not going to pull it up, but you can look up chair yoga, and that's something that's doable, and a person can work themselves up towards being able to do something a little more intensive. Let's see what else we have. Resveratrol and pterostilbene. Now, with resveratrol, I'm not going to click on that. You can find out what food sources and herbs have a lot of that. But to really get a high dose of that seems to require a supplement. Although, in your diet, increase the foods that are high in resveratrol, definitely. And for pterostilbene, you may not be familiar with that one, so I'm going to open that up. And here we see that there's a lot of it in red grapes, blueberries, dragon's blood herb, which is also good for pain, peanuts. Read up on peanuts because some of them are high in aflatoxin and other types of peanuts are not. Pterostilbene. Again, you may want to take that as a supplement, but I'm going to recommend that before you take supplements, you come to the database and learn more about them. See if there are any cautions. And then sulforaphane. This study shows the pathway that it uses to reduce cancer stem cell survival and tumor formation. This again, you can get a lot of in your diet. So let's click on it. And on the left, you see foods and herbs that are high in it. Over on the right, you're going to see a lot of videos and articles and studies and that sort of thing. There's always a lot of text also in the notes panel to read through. If you are looking to sulforaphane, to help with cancer, I'm going to suggest that you look at broccoli sprouts, because of all of our foods, broccoli sprouts contain the highest levels of sulforaphane, and they're easy to make, they are inexpensive, and they're pretty good tasting. All right, let's go back. And I think in this section, Bergamot natural products, that I'm going to just recommend that you click on the link and read the study. There they've isolated certain compounds in bergamot to show that they affect cancer stem cells. That's not going to be a food. Let's take a look at the EGCG, find out where we can get that in our diet. We see that it's in green tea. However, if you're not likely to be drinking a lot of green tea, you could be using a green tea extract. Those are standardized to be high in this compound. One of the many reasons why you're going to want to have a subscription to the database is because there are sometimes very important cautions. And in this case, I'm going to click on that. We see there was an investigation into the safety of green tea, and the catechins, now EGCG is a catechin, that's a type of phytochemical. They're generally safe, but when taken as supplements, catechin doses at or above 800 milligrams a day can pose health concerns. And there was a case study that showed one gentleman was taking lots of it and wound up damaging his liver. So you don't want to overdo anything. As for the beta-carotene, the plants that are really high in that are dandelion, stinging nettle, guava, sweet potato, and watermelon. And it turns out that the beta-carotene in supplements, unless perhaps that's been improved, doesn't seem to have quite the same health benefits as when we get it from our food. The Genestein, we see a lot of it is in American ginseng, red clover, alfalfa, alfalfa sprouts, chickpeas, coffee, peanuts again, and soybeans. I'm just going quickly through these now. Curcumin, you know that's in turmeric. And the piperine is in black pepper. So you're not going to be eating tablespoons of black pepper. However, you can get a black pepper extract, and that will be a tincture. Read up on the dosage. Definitely take a look at the studies. It's pretty amazing. I think the last one is this poison devil's pepper. That's not something that you're going to want to take without supervision of an herbalist or medical doctor who's very familiar with it. Anytime you see in the color coding in the database this gray color, that means it's poisonous. It's very toxic. However, it's been used a long time in herbal medicine, and some folks know how to use it. You want to be sure to connect with someone who does before you jump into something like that. So, my friends, that concludes our little walkthrough on what we can use for eliminating the cancer stem cells. I'm sure as research continues, more of these phytochemicals and plant extracts are going to show up. I'll be keeping an eye open for them, and when there's good research indicating their usefulness, I'll be including that in this section of the database. So please share the video with folks who are struggling with cancer and who are using chemotherapy. And also be sure to like it, because YouTube will share the video if there are enough likes on it. Subscribe to the database. Also subscribe to the channel, because then you'll be notified when the next videos come out on using plants to support chemotherapy. Thanks for watching, you guys. See you next time.